Why do people start valuing you only when you stop showing up? Why does distance suddenly create respect? In a world where everyone is always online, always available, being hard to reach feels like a superpower. The Stoics understood this long ago. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When you're constantly available, you're giving your time to everyone except yourself. But the moment you step back, everything shifts. People notice your absence more than your presence. And that silence, it often speaks louder than any words. The ancient Stoics believed that real strength comes from within. They taught that we should only focus on what we can control: our actions, our thoughts, and our time. When you're always available to everyone, you give away control. You respond to every message, every call, every demand, and slowly, your peace disappears. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." That means sometimes you have to let people think you're ignoring them, because your growth matters more than their opinions. The truth is, when you stop being available all the time, you start living on your terms, not someone else's schedule. You become the one who decides what's important and when. That's the core of Stoic thinking, protecting your time and peace like treasure. Modern science agrees with the Stoics. One study from the Harvard Business Review found that people who say no more often are actually seen as more confident and trustworthy. Why? Because they're not afraid to protect their energy. Another research in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships showed that people value others more when they're not always available. It's human psychology. What's rare feels more valuable. And it's not just about how others see you. Being constantly available is also bad for your brain. Studies show that your dopamine system, the part responsible for motivation and reward, gets overwhelmed when you're always online, always responding. This leads to stress, anxiety, and even depression. Your brain, like your body, needs space to breathe. It needs time without notifications to rest and refocus. Think about this. Have you ever noticed that when you finally stop texting someone, they suddenly message you? That's not a coincidence. People often don't realize your worth until your attention is gone. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. Look at someone like Steve Jobs. He wasn't easy to reach, yet people waited for his time. Why? Because his time had value. He wasn't afraid to be selective with it. Or take Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who led with wisdom and restraint. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In today's world, that means living with intention, not availability. You don't have to disappear to take control. You just have to set boundaries. Start small. Turn off read receipts. Don't reply instantly. Let people wait. Use that time to think, rest, and grow. Say things like, "I'll get back to you when I can," or "Let me check and let you know." These are not signs of being rude. They're signs that you value your time. Create moments in your day without your phone. Go for a walk, read, reflect. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you no longer need constant attention. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." The more you protect your time, the more power you gain over your life. When you stop being available all the time, something powerful happens. People start noticing your value. You're no longer chasing approval, you're choosing peace. The Stoic Epictetus once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Often we fear saying no or being alone, but that fear is just in our heads. Real strength is quiet. It doesn't need attention. So protect your time, your mind, and your energy. In a world that's always loud, be the calm, be rare, and you'll be respected. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all.